So getting into the European Parliament building to actually go and visit, actually see what it's like, is virtually impossible. It's closed most of the time. So having this virtual environment and being able to take kids there and actually experience what it's like to be in the building is extremely useful. I mean, if you're teaching citizenship, seeing how an actual legislature works is very important.
It isn't logistically possible, financially possible for schools to take a group of children across to experience places like that. So this gives opportunities to those areas and schools the possibility of experiencing that in a familiar environment that those children will already understand. And it makes it a lot more exciting as well. I think is one of the biggest challenges for teachers to get their students to speak openly and confidently.
I didn't have to make many changes to the avatar. The photo that was taken was quite accurate, and it even picked up my glasses, which I was quite surprised that I didn't expect it to do that. I maybe had to tweak the size of my head or something like that. That was the only change I had to make.
The program is capturing their expressions and so on and transferring that to the avatar. You can see, them smile, you can see them frown, you can see them looking confused, actually in real time on their avatars. You can actually react to the kids as though they're actually there with you. If you're going to use this in schools with kids, they'd love all that, make nice caricatures of themselves. The user interface is very easy to use. You've got these icons down the side. It's fairly obvious what they do just by looking at them, but it's almost better than being in a classroom, because if you've got an enthusiastic class and they're all trying to speak at once, it can get quite rowdy. But in this scenario, you can actually click on a user's box and just hear that one pupil speaking, and so all the attention is focused on that one pupil.
I suppose it's a good step up to get them involved in public speaking. So if they're being rated, I like the sort of competing element to it, where they rate each other.
The recording tool could be useful for when I'm transcribing the minutes, if it's something that can be listened to after in the various kind of monthly trustee meetings.
The way that the avatars walk around, it's all very natural.
It's very responsive to people's movements.
It felt very matrixy. You're here in the present time, but then all of a sudden you're transformed into this virtual world.
So you can turn, you can move, and the cameras follow you, and you're actually interacting with that space.
You get to use your mobility in order to use the actual programs. Aspects to it where you had to put your hands up in order to go up, or put your hand to the right or the left in order to move forward or backwards. But then if somebody is restricted in mobility, then they've got the aspect to be able to use the traditional keyboard. The advantage over something like Facebook and Twitter, and in Twitter in particular, is that Twitter now, obviously because it's the in thing and everybody or anybody is on it, there is a big issue of trolling.
The reason that happens is because people feel a lack of responsibility because they're not represented, or they're faceless. The great thing about Reverie is that it combines the two. So you have the relaxed sort of, it isn't you, but at the same time, because it's a graphic image that's been captured, it is you. So you've got a good balance there, I think, which is great.
Can it be a safe space? I think so. An example I'll give you right now is an FGM issue. At the moment, that's a really big issue at the moment. So it could be a really safe space for young girls in Somalia or Sudan or in Egypt or wherever this is happening, for them to openly talk about this and connect with other people around the world, or other youngsters or other young girls or charities around the world, without them being identified, because then it becomes a safe space.
I am a producer for the One Show on BBC One, and the films we make tend to provoke a lot of debate because they look at moral or ethical dilemmas. A tool like this would be really useful for perhaps having chats with the person who's been the focus of the film, the main contributor, and the audience afterwards, so they can interact and discuss these big moral issues that have been raised in the film, and we as producers could manage that and manage the conversation. So it could be a tool that's actually used in television.
We have monthly trustee meetings that take place in the office, this, and they could be held in a digital space.
But if you could build things like holy buildings for RE or famous buildings for history or for geography, it's just a fantastic resource. You can take your pupils there, actually be there in that space and interact with that space without all the fuss of parental permission forms and health and safety and so on, and money.
I think software like this has a great capacity to be used for a load of different scenarios, whether it's using a fitness application where people perhaps can't leave their homes for whatever reason or don't want to attend a class with other people.
You've got Skype in the world, it's great, but you can't have a group of people on Skype. Here you can have a room with people in it, and I think that experience, it's new and it will be incredibly engaging for the students.